Just think positive thoughts and your life will magically transform. You've probably heard this one before, so you try. You write down affirmations. You stare at your vision board until your eyeballs dry out. You pretend that your bank account is full while you're nervously checking if it can still handle groceries. And yet, nothing changes. Why? Because positive thinking by itself is like putting glitter on a cracked pipe. It looks cute, but the leak's still there. In this video, I'll show you the real reason why positive thinking isn't working for you, and more importantly, what actually does. We are going deep into the science, the structure, and the unconscious wiring that actually creates your life. So if you're tired of pretending that everything is fine while your results scream otherwise, stick around, because this one's gonna land hard, in a good way. Let's start with the hard truth. If thinking positive was all it took, every self-help junkie would be rich, shredded, and living in Bali. But instead, most are stuck in the same cycle. They read their books, they raise their vibration, they visualize till their brain fogs over. And they still can't seem to move the needle on their life. Why? Because thoughts are surface level. They are the outermost layer of a much deeper system. And unless you change what's underneath, you're building a castle on wet sand and wondering why it keeps sinking. So let's zoom out and ask the real question. What actually creates your life? It's not just your thoughts. It's the entire alignment of your being. Mental, emotional, structural, even energetic. So let's break it down. According to actual neuroscience and psychology, and people like Bruce Lipton or Joe Dispenza, your reality is created through a layered process. The first level is your thoughts, more specifically your conscious mind. This is the part you're usually trying to fix with self-help books and motivational quotes. It's the part that says, "I've got this," right before doing the exact same thing you always do. Think of it like the PR department of your brain. Very loud, very convincing, and it loves a good rebrand. But here's the kicker. It's not actually in charge. You can decide to change your life all day long, but unless that decision trickles down into the rest of your system, nothing happens. This is why mindset work often feels good in the moment, but doesn't lead to real shifts. It's surface level, and surface level doesn't touch your core patterns. Which takes us to the second layer, emotions, your unconscious energy. This is the real fuel behind everything. You can tell yourself, "I'm abundant," but if your nervous system is on edge every time you open your banking app, your body is calling BS. Emotion always overrides logic every single time. And most of the time, you're not even aware of it. You're making decisions from fear, shame, guilt, pressure, but you're packaging them as smart or rational. That's why change doesn't stick until you change the emotional tone running in the background. You have to feel safe being powerful. You have to feel safe being wealthy. You have to feel safe being seen. Because if your body doesn't feel safe with the thing you're trying to create, it will quietly sabotage it. The third layer is beliefs, your programmed reality filter. Beliefs are like invisible sunglasses you don't know you're wearing until someone points them out. Most of them were installed before you even knew what was going on, somewhere between the ages of 0 and 7. So if your childhood was filled with messages like, "Money is hard to earn," or "Don't be too full of yourself," those beliefs are still running the show. That's why you can consciously say affirmations like, "I'm a millionaire," while unconsciously rejecting job offers, or undercharging, or procrastinating on opportunities. It's like trying to build a house while someone keeps removing the foundation bricks when you're not looking. Until you challenge the belief itself, your system will keep choosing what's familiar over what's possible. Number 4, actions, your structure in motion. See, thoughts don't create results. Actions do. But your actions aren't random. They are being shaped by your beliefs and identity. If you believe you're someone who is inconsistent, unconsciously you will keep proving that true. If you see yourself as someone who is not business-minded, you will avoid the exact steps that would grow your business. So the key here isn't just to take more action. It's to take action from a new identity, one that already aligns with your end results. And the last one, structure itself, the invisible system driving it all. This is the big one most people miss. Structure is the pattern your life falls into, no matter how hard you try to change it. It's what makes motivation wear off. It's what brings you back to square one. For example, if your internal structure is built around, I need to prove I'm good enough, you will unconsciously create cycles of temporary success followed by burnout just so you can keep proving it. Or if your structure is, I fix problems, then guess what? You will always need a problem to solve. And that's why affirmations, vision boards, and willpower aren't enough. They are trying to grow flowers in soil that keeps rejecting the roots. When you shift your structure, everything else starts to align automatically because you're no longer fighting yourself. You're finally building from solid ground. Now, here's where it gets powerful. You've probably heard this gem before. Watch your thoughts, they become words. Watch your words, they become actions. Watch your actions, they become habits. Watch your habits, they become character. And watch your character as it becomes your destiny. Most people hear that and go, yeah, that makes sense. And then go right back to obsessing over just their thoughts. But here's what this quote is really saying. Your destiny isn't only shaped by what you think, it's shaped by what you live. Your thoughts might start a chain, but it's your repeated choices, it's your daily defaults that determine who you become. And if you're not aware of those small decisions, you're not actually creating your life. You're just reacting to it. That's the real danger of surface level self-help. It tricks you into thinking that if you just think positively enough, the rest will magically line up. But unless those thoughts change how you speak, how you move, how you show up, you're not shifting your future. You're just decorating your present. Here's the deeper truth. You don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your identity. And your identity is built through what you repeatedly do, not what you occasionally think. Remember, action is the highest form of communication. So yeah, watch your thoughts, but more importantly, watch what you tolerate. Watch what you repeat. Watch what you let slide when no one's watching, because that's what your destiny is actually made of. Now, let's bring this down to earth with some real-life examples. Scenario 1, the financial manifestor. It's when you repeat, I am wealthy, I'm abundant, I love money, money loves me, but deep down you're stressed about rent and still afraid to raise your prices. So what's the outcome? You undercharge, you overdeliver, and you stay broke. Your words were positive, but your structure screams scarcity. Scenario number 2, the gym optimist. It's when you tell yourself, I love working out. So you watch fitness reels and you even buy new shoes. But you haven't created a routine, a trigger, or an identity shift. So you skip 4 days and then you beat yourself up. Again, the thought was great, but the follow-through was missing. In both cases, positive thinking gave you the illusion of progress, but not the mechanics of change. That's the trap. See, here's the truth. You don't need more positive thoughts. You need aligned choices backed by structure, identity, and emotion. Let me walk you through the formula that actually works. Number 1, make a true creative choice. Not a goal that solves a problem, not a half-hearted intention. A real choice based on what you actually want. For example, I choose to live a life I love, and not I choose to stop being broke and sad. Number 2, step into the emotion of the end result. Your nervous system must feel safe having what you want. So train your body to recognize the emotion of success as familiar, not foreign. Number 3, align your identity. Ask, who would I be if this result were already real? Then start acting like that person now. Not in a fake it till you make it way, more like, I already am this version of me. My results are just catching up. Number 4, build the structure that pulls you forward. This is huge. Set up your environment, your habits, your schedule, and your support system in a way that makes success inevitable. Don't rely on willpower. Build structure that removes friction and encourages flow. And number 5, recode the resistance. If anything inside you says you are not good enough or it's not safe to succeed, that's resistance. You don't need to fight it, you need to shift it. I teach that inside my community. See, here's what no one tells you in the self-help world. You are already creating your life. The problem isn't that you're not creating, it's that you're creating by default and not by design. Positive thinking without structure is just wishful thinking. But when you combine conscious choice plus emotional alignment plus structural tension, that's when things start to move fast. Not because you forced them, but because your reality finally caught up to your clarity. So if you've been stuck thinking positive and wondering why nothing's changing, now you know. It's not your fault though. You were just taught an incomplete model. But now you've seen the real mechanics, the deeper system, the creator level truth. And here's the part most people miss. Understanding this system is powerful, but applying it is where things really shift. Because even when you know what to do, there's often something in the way. A quiet resistance, a subtle pull back into the old identity. That's why it isn't just about learning, it's about rewiring. I break it all down for you inside my free course, which you will find inside my free community. You'll get the full creation system mapped out step by step, video trainings to shift from unconscious survival to conscious creation, bonus tools to help you recode resistance and build aligned structure, and access to me and others walking the same creator path. So if this video clicked for you and you're ready to take a step deeper into this work, feel free to join my community, Superconscious Awakening. Links in the description, and I'll see you inside.